Hey guys, playing another rapid training game. I'm going to talk through the thought process, starting with e4. We see a French defense. I'm going to play d4, and I'm going to try to play this queen d3 line if we see bishop to b4. Now, there's other moves besides bishop to b4. I think this is the most common. Yeah, we do see it. But I'm going to go for this line here. And this is one of those lines that kind of breaks the opening principle of don't bring out your queen early. Don't move the same piece multiple times in the opening. But what we're doing is relocating the queen over here to h4. Now, why would we want to do this? Because if black castles here, we're going to use it as an attacking piece. Okay, that's pretty much the idea. I'm going to defend my pawn here with knight to f3. And a lot of times black won't castle because of that. Sometimes they still do, and it's okay for them to do that. I don't want to trade queens here. I'm going to take back with the knight. And we'll see. We'll see how black's going to approach this. But usually my bishop's going to go on d3. And you can see it's just, okay, of course we take here. And the pawn structure is definitely messed up. But what do I have in return? Well, I have a bit of a lead in development because I'm going to get my bishops out first before black does. This bishop is kind of stuck here. And I think we have some decent compensation. So I'm thinking bishop to d2 is how I want to defend that pawn. If there's any other moves that I'm missing. I don't think so. I think we can safely go bishop to d2, develop, defend the pawn, and this bishop usually is going to go to d3. And it's a question that black needs to answer of where do they want to put their king? Do you really want to put your king in line with all of these pieces? Probably not. So what are you going to do about the king? So e5, okay. Now I'm thinking of, let's see. I'm thinking knight to b5, threatens knight to d6. I'm thinking knight to b3, just to gain a tempo on the queen. I'm thinking even sack the piece, just play bishop d3 and castle right away. That's probably not worth it because of the move bishop e6 there. I don't think I can quite get away with that, and even before that, black would have time to react. So most likely we got to play one of these two moves. Now, knight to d6 is kind of an annoying threat, but I wonder if black then just castles, what happens? I would like to already have my bishop in place, ideally. So maybe I do need to gain the tempo here with the knight. What I'm thinking. I think I'm just going to be a little bit too far behind tempo-wise. Could be wrong, and maybe I did need to threaten that. I don't know. So I'm thinking now bishop to d3. There is e4, but I guess we would just take it. The queen comes here. I think we could simply defend or maybe even just castle. And let's see. Queen here, castles. Yeah, then we get a pin. And if f5 happens, we have f3. I think I would be happy with that. So bishop d3 looks pretty good. I don't think black's going to castle, which is fine. But I still think that's where my bishop needs to go. I'm probably just going to castle here. And if the king stays in the center, I'm going to bring the rook over. If it tries to go this way, well, we still have ways to attack, right? We have the b file, and it's kind of open here in front of the king. And of course, we already talked about this. We have bishop g5, and then we'll be attacking like this. So castle seems to be a pretty obvious move here. Let's see. I don't think I need to waste time there. Let's go ahead and castle. Yeah, so black's delaying, and maybe they are going to try to go over here. I still think I would want my rook to be on e1. That seems like a very good square for it. If I'm going to use the b file, it's going to be with this rook. And once the king is committed, then I can make other plans to attack that. So, yeah, let's play rook e1 here. And now black really has a decision. They could still stay there for the moment, but usually it's pretty awkward if you stay in the center for too long and don't connect the rooks. Okay, and there's the decision. They do go kingside. So bishop g5 is kind of the obvious move. Giving up this pawn. Could also just immediately try to bring the rook up and over. Or I could just move the rook to the center and not attack immediately. What's better? The thing about bishop g5 is I'm not really threatening anything because the knight just recaptures. So am I willing to give up a pawn for that? I don't really know. Maybe rook e3, rook g3, and now we start to have some potentially real threats. Kind of like that. Also, it tactically defends the pawn in the future because of the sack here. Knight to d5, I'm still pretty happy. Knight to g4, I'm still pretty happy. I think I'm pretty happy with this. Let's go rook to e3. And I could also just double up if I want to put pressure on the e-pawn. Okay. Maybe black's trying to put the knight on f8. But I'm looking at attacking the dark squares, actually. Queen, queen, bishop, something like this. So rook g3 seems very good. Seems very good. I'm going to play that on kind of like instinct. Like, I feel like this is just the next move that I need to play. In a 10-minute game, when I'm already down to 5.5 minutes, I don't really have time to think too much about other plans. Maybe rook e1 was a move that I would consider if I had more time. King f8. Interesting move. So I could just take a pawn here. And I like the ability to come in this way with the queen. So let's see. Bishop takes. Am I missing anything here? There also might even be a rook sack. King takes. Check with the bishop or the queen. Let's say we go with the bishop. King goes there, you get mated. So you have to go to h8. Okay. Maybe I don't have anything just yet. So maybe the simple just take the pawn? Is that a pretty good move? I think so. I mean, it's a pawn, and it's getting closer to the king. So let's go ahead and do it. Okay. I don't really want to trade queens if I don't have to. Queen here, maybe threatening that looks pretty good. Yeah, let's say I go here. If the knight takes, I go check and I get my piece back. Pretty happy with that. What else can black do to defend that? G6, but then you weaken all the dark squares. I could even sack. That looks pretty bad. So I think we want to go for this. Yep, let's go queen g5, line up here. And how is black going to deal with that? That's really what I want to know. How is black going to deal with this? G6. Probably I just sack the bishop and go for the king. Unless there's a different way to take advantage of the dark squares, but I don't see it. So probably takes. Bishop is threatening to come in. Yeah, let's go ahead. I don't want to waste my time here because I think I'm going to need it later. So I could go check first, but why? I think it just lets the king escape a little bit easier. I think I'll just take this right away. Black's playing a speed chess game here. So we have check. Forces the king probably back to d8. Then we could pin the knight. Doesn't look too bad. What else can we do? We could pin the knight immediately. I'm worried about maybe rook g8. So let's say we do that. Yeah, I don't think I want to allow rook g8. I think I want to get my queen in there. Because if this happens, it cuts off the rook. There's bishop f7, but... yeah, what am I doing against bishop f7? Yeah, rook g8. Bishop f7, rook g8. I'm not actually sure here. Let's see. You know what I could do? I could start with bishop g5, and on here I could go queen h7, and then try to get this rook to d1. That looks pretty good. Maybe I should do that. Running out of time because black is just playing speed chess, so I have to make a decision here. I guess we're going to see rook g8, and I'll go queen h7. Rook f8. Okay. Yeah, where do I want the rook? Which file? That's the big question here. Which one? I don't actually know. Let me go with the D file. Let me go with the D file. Try to cut off the king this way. We still have to figure out how to get to the king. Rook f3 puts pressure on the knight. Really wish I could use my knight. I just don't know how to get it involved. Here doesn't seem like it's going to be super effective. I don't think that's... Can't go there. I could play this. Ah, maybe that's what I do. Maybe I do this maneuver. Try to get the knight over to e4. Didn't think about that. I'm also actually... Am I threatening to just take this? No, because the bishop takes. Wow, what a complicated position for 2 minutes. Rook f7. Rook here. Or knight. Hey, queen there is what I'm... No, I have rook over. And then we jump into e4. All right, let's do it. I think the knight is the piece that's really out of the game. Maybe rook f3 was better, but I really want to get this knight involved. There's queen e2, though, that I just noticed. Oh, man. Queen e2, I have to move my rook. That's unfortunate. I think I have to move my rook. I didn't see that. Man, okay. Maybe I should have played rook f3. Queen e2, I guess I got to go rook b1 and try to sneak around over here. Getting really tricky. Let's see. They might not play queen e2 also. There's other moves. Okay, queen e2. Let's go rook b1. It's defended right now. I do have knight f1. Ooh, is that a blunder? Because it's not defended. It's not defended. I think that's a blunder. I was actually looking at that earlier, so I was ready for it. Unless I missed something here. Sneaky little pin there. All right, so now we're up material. Now we can actually trade if we need to. Okay, queen's under attack. So probably should trade this knight off. I do have to go for... Oh, no. Did I just mess up? Wait a second. Oh, no, I'm okay. I'm okay, right? There's no back rank mate. There's no back rank mate. I thought I was getting mated, but I'm not because I got the knight. The knight defends it, right? Oof. Okay, dodged a bullet there. We have this e4 fork now. We have the fork there. Okay, I think I'll just trade. Now I'm up material. So I can do this. Get this rook involved. Probably going to play h3 so I don't get back rank mated. Go ahead and do that. Question is, can we win this without losing on time? Should be able to. Especially if I can trade one of these pieces off. Let me try to get this pawn out of the way. No increment, unfortunately. Okay, I'm thinking we just bring the knight in, or maybe we just double up. You just double up. Okay. I could play g4. You know that? I could play g4. Our knight f3 is also pretty good. Let's just go knight f3. Maybe that's simpler. Taking too long. Taking too long. Probably not going to take that. I think we got to start pushing these guys. I think it's time. Because I need some threats that white has to deal with here. Okay, now how do we... Let's block off the bishop. And I guess we get a queen. Get a queen next move here, folks. We've got it defended. I don't know what black's plan is now. Okay, very good. Now, how do we finish this off quickly? Centralize the queen. Probably going to go here. Maybe here if he plays b6. Okay. Let me just go with a check. I'm going to force a rook trade. The rook's trapped, so I'm forcing a trade here. Let's get another queen. The game is hard. Get more queens. Where's the checkmate? I don't want to get flagged. Come on, Nelson. Don't throw this game. I might just sack the rook for this pawn because I'm afraid that's going to become a queen somehow. I have 2 queens. Surely I can win this. And don't stalemate. That's the other thing. Don't stalemate. Yeah, I guess it's pretty simple now, depending on what black does. All right, let's check the game review on that one. I think when I traded, there was probably like a forced win, but because of the time situation, I felt like the safe play, the safe thing to do was to just trade. But let's take a look. 80, 76, okay. So it's pretty equal right here. Yeah, knight to b5 was a little bit better. And on castling, what was I supposed to do here? Then just develop, and on a6, chasing it away. Ah, c4. Unleash the queen and the bishop on the queen. Basically just chase the queen around. And I don't know what Stockfish is saying. Anyway, let's go back to the game. let's get to the interesting part. So black castles, rook e3 was the best move. Rook g3, pretty good move. Okay, great. King f8 was a blunder because of the pawn on h7. Okay, so I took it, which was awesome. Queen c4. Queen I don't know what's happening with this classifying move thing. Anyway, the best move here was f4. Wow. All right. So avoiding the queen trade by blocking. The reason that I didn't even like really consider this because like I don't do I really want to open up this diagonal and what do I get from it? But I guess that is kind of valuable because you also open up the F file. And so you don't even take it. You go back. Wow. All right. Yeah, some crazy stockfish stuff there. I don't understand that. Queen h6 check was better. See, I didn't want to let the king just run away without a way to attack it. Bishop g5. Let's say rook h8. What was I going to do? Queen g7. Okay. Queen f4 is the move for black. What is the threat? Just rook d1 and line up. What a weird game. Stockfish wants queen f4, sacking the queen so that black can take over here. Oh, because my queen's trapped. Oh, so you get it back. Wow. Yeah, I knew there was a lot going on, but I didn't see all of that. All right, anyway, so I'd sack the bishop. Okay, we come in. The king runs. Bishop g5, best move. Cool. Rook f8. Should have went g8. And I was going to go with queen h7 check. Okay. And then, yes, this idea of knight to d2 right away was the best way to do it, to jump over here. Okay, didn't see it until later. Played it now, and I should have taken. Yeah, I thought that the bishop just takes, though, right? What's the move here? Rook e3? See, this is why chess is tricky, because there's so many little ways that you could attack the king, right? You can attack by sacking on the d file. You can attack by building the pressure on the f file. Or Stockfish is saying, no, you could use your rook on the e file. You could also use your knight jumping around here. What is happening on chess.com? Anyway, I didn't see the idea of sacking and then going rook e3. It's such a weird combination of moves. Queen e2, rook b1, blundered the rook, which I kind of needed that because I think I was going to have a tough time if black didn't do that. If they just play like rook here and just defend everything, it was going to be tough. Gave me the rook, and now my strategy changed to, well, let me just trade some stuff. Probably wasn't the right decision. Yeah, queen to d8, just keeping the pressure up on the king was the best thing that I could have done. But after trading, I got a little bit scared, right? Because I thought that my queen was under attack and there was a checkmate. But there's not, because I had two pieces, thankfully, covering it. Stockfish says queen d8 is the best move. Interesting. Allowing the knight to get captured. What's the idea? You have it defended with the fork. You have it defend. I'm just going to leave that up there. I don't know what's happening. You had it defended with the fork. Okay. And then it was just a question of, could I play decent moves without running out of time? And practical tip when you're low on time, try to make a very clear threat or something that can happen. Like, for example, get a queen, right? Like you're not just going to dance around with moves the whole game. You're going to go make something happen. Get a queen, right? That was what I was trying to do. Now you have to see a few little tactics, like how do you stop the bishop? Initially, my plan was going to be like if the bishop moved somewhere, to bring a rook down and defend it eventually like that. But since black just left it sit there and gave me this opportunity, that was just easier. Okay, there were some checkmates that I didn't see because I was just trying not to lose on time. Whatever. All right. Good game. Hope you guys learned something. We're getting close to that 2,300 mark, 2285. A little bit, little ways to go there, but hopefully you're learning something from this. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Stay sharp, play smart, and take care.